The tables have officially turned, and the automotive world is now under serious tension. I know many of you haven't heard this yet, but Matt Armstrong just confirmed on Instagram that the next Bugatti video drops this Monday, and from the way he worded it, this could be the most dangerous moment in the entire rebuild. Not dangerous in the sense of the car, not dangerous in the sense of the technical challenge, but dangerous in the sense that Bugatti as a brand may be about to watch another piece of their carefully constructed reputation get dismantled in front of millions of people, and there is absolutely nothing they can do to stop it. And that tension, that specific kind of tension between an independent builder and one of the most powerful automotive manufacturers on the planet, that is exactly what has made this rebuild one of the most watched stories in the car world right now. Because this stopped being just about fixing a totaled hypercar a long time ago. This became about who controls the narrative, who controls the parts, who controls the truth about what these cars actually cost to maintain, and what happens when the manufacturer doesn't want the world to find out. If you've been following the Bugatti rebuild drama and you want every major twist before it hits anywhere else, subscribe right now, because this channel covers every development the moment it breaks, and Monday is shaping up to be one of those moments you do not want to find out about 2 days late. But before we go any further, let me show you exactly what Matt posted, because the way he said this changes everything. This is his actual Instagram announcement. Word for word, he wrote, "Announcement. It's Bank Holiday Sunday this weekend, so this week's video will be posted on Monday the 6th. This is a huge video for me. I hope Bugatti aren't too upset with me already, as it's about to get even more interesting." Now read that again, because every single sentence in that post is doing something. The Monday delay. On the surface, that sounds like a scheduling note. A bank holiday, a shifted upload. Nothing to see here, except Matt Armstrong does not post scheduling announcements. That is not something he does. He uploads, the video goes up, and the audience finds it. The fact that he felt the need to flag the delay publicly means the video is so significant that he didn't want anyone to miss it by a single day. He is managing anticipation. He is telling his audience to be ready. That is not a logistics post. That is a hype post wearing the clothes of a logistics post. Then there's the second line. This is a huge video for me. Not a huge video, not a big one this week, for me. That qualifier is everything, because Matt Armstrong has posted videos where he solved problems that Bugatti's own authorized network reportedly couldn't crack. He has posted videos where parts that were supposedly impossible to source appeared in his garage. He has posted content that made manufacturer executives uncomfortable, and he is saying this one is bigger than that, for him personally, which means whatever he found, whatever he solved, whatever line he crossed this time, it meant something even to him. A man who has already crossed lines most builders wouldn't go near. And then there's that final sentence, the one that should make Bugatti's communications team deeply uncomfortable. I hope Bugatti aren't too upset with me already, as it's about to get even more interesting. Read that slowly. He isn't saying Bugatti might be upset after Monday's video. He is saying they may already be upset, and it's about to escalate, which means whatever is in that video, Matt Armstrong has either already done it, already published something connected to it, or already confirmed something that the manufacturer would prefer stayed private. The deed is done. Monday is just the moment the world finds out. But this is where Matt's wording becomes genuinely dangerous for Bugatti's position. Because the right to repair movement is not some fringe internet argument anymore, it is a legitimate, growing, politically charged battle being fought across the automotive industry right now. And every single time an independent builder publicly demonstrates that a manufacturer's barriers, whether those barriers are parts availability, technical, data, or authorized only repair requirements, every time someone proves those barriers can be broken, the manufacturers lose a little more of their justification for keeping them in place. Matt Armstrong's Bugatti rebuild has become one of the most visible case studies of exactly that argument, and if Monday's video shows another layer of that, another part sourced outside the official network, another repair completed that was supposedly impossible without manufacturer involvement, then this isn't just a YouTube video. This is evidence. Public time-stamped watchable evidence that the walls these brands build around their cars are not there for safety or quality reasons. They are there for revenue reasons, and the world is starting to understand that distinction. Except that's only the surface level meaning of what Matt is signaling here. Because what he's really implying is much bigger than one video. Think about the arc of this rebuild. Think about how far this car has come. Think about every moment where the conventional wisdom said it couldn't be done, where the forums said you cannot repair this component independently. where the assumption was that a written off Bugatti was a permanent write-off, unless you had a relationship with Molsheim, and a blank check. Matt Armstrong has methodically, patiently, and very publicly disproved that assumption at almost every stage. And each time he disproves it, the story gets bigger, the stakes get higher, and Bugatti's options for how to respond get narrower. Because here's the thing about a brand like Bugatti. Their power is built almost entirely on mystique, on exclusivity, on the idea that these machines are so complex, so specialized, so beyond ordinary. Comprehension that only the manufacturer and their authorized partners can truly understand them. The moment that mystique cracks, the moment a single builder in his workshop demonstrates that the mysteries can be unraveled without Molsheim's blessing, the entire foundation of that brand positioning starts to shake. And Matt Armstrong has been chipping away at that foundation for months. So what did he find this time? What line has he crossed now? There are a few possibilities, and each one carries a different kind of threat to Bugatti's reputation. The first possibility is parts. Specifically, a part that was supposed to be unavailable, proprietary, impossible to source independently, that Matt has either found an alternative for or sourced through channels Bugatti would not sanction. That would be significant because it would be another direct refutation of the parts scarcity argument manufacturers use to justify their monopoly on repairs. The second possibility is technical. A repair, a calibration, a system reset, something that is supposed to require manufacturer-level diagnostic equipment that Matt has either completed independently or found a workaround for. The question that Monday's video is going to push forward is a much bigger one. The question of what this rebuild proves about who has the right to repair these cars. Who has the right to the knowledge embedded in them? Who has the right to decide when a totaled hypercar is truly at the end of its life? Matt Armstrong's answer to that question has been consistent from the beginning. The manufacturer does not get to make that call unilaterally. And Monday, it sounds like he is about to make that argument louder than he ever has before, which means Bugatti now faces a choice, and it is a choice they have been quietly facing for months. Do they respond publicly and risk amplifying a story that is already reaching audiences far beyond the car community? Do they stay silent and allow the narrative to harden around them as the brand that tried to stop an independent builder from finishing his car? Or is there a third option, something none of us have anticipated, some move they make between now and Monday that tries to reframe the story before it gets told for them? Because that is what this post really is. It is not a scheduling announcement, it is a countdown, and when Monday's video goes live, the Bugatti rebuild story may enter a phase that the manufacturer cannot walk back from, cannot ignore, and cannot control. The most expensive car in Matt Armstrong's garage is about to become the most expensive problem Bugatti's PR team has ever had to deal with, and we will all be watching. Make sure you are subscribed before Monday, because this one is going to move fast.